disciple checking in. All right, so this will be a quick one. I'm already back in Connecticut, like around Greenwich, I guess. It is 2:30 a.m. I should be back right at around like 4 a.m., like 4:02 or so, which works really well. Because my concern was staying down there and then getting roped into airport duty in the morning, which I don't know why most people fly in, fly out super early. I find it to be somewhat counterproductive. I get it, wanting to get to your destination earlier. Sorry, I had to sneeze there. But then, as someone who can't, unless I'm exhausted, I can't fall asleep on planes or trains or cars or anything like that. So I just end up arriving wherever I'm at, just exhausted. And I need to like fall out, and then you basically end up losing the first day, or more likely, you try to like soldier through. Especially if like, you know, wherever you're going to, you touch it out at like anything resembling noon, right? So anything that's after like 9:30, 10 o'clock, it's almost like it's too late to like take a nap or whatever. And you know, I've already kind of gone through my yarn about why naps don't really work for me anymore. Like I've kind of lost my ability to take the requisite 40-minute nap and then be charged up for like 8 hours or whatever it used to be up until X amount of years ago. Oh, we're in Stanford already. WWE in the building. It's funny, I'm so old that I can remember in like the early 2000s when that used to be the old like WWF logo. That's like when I kind of first started doing like real road trips. So I've been driving since 97, you know, since I was literally like 6 days after I turned 18. And yeah, I can remember, you know, making trips to the city, New York that is, as early as like, 98, 99, 2000, in that range. And I remember when that was like that building had like the old WWF, like World Wrestling Federation logo on it. I don't think it might have actually been named like for, you know, incorporated in Delaware purposes or whatever, WWE as early as, I want to say like 2000, 2001, but I think that logo was up on the building probably until like 2002, 2003, somewhere in there. But well before then, I've been making this trip, and man, I have so many stories about back in those days. But anyway, very happy to be heading back home so I can sleep in my own bed. As I said, I've been doing quite a bit to like spruce up the old digs, including a really nice top grain leather sofa and love seat. But I've even like, you know, new headboard for my bed, essentially like a new mattress, and a bunch of other stuff, carpeting in my room and all that, whatever. So I actually kind of, as if I don't spend enough time at home working from home, whatever, but I'll quote or semi-quote what my foot doctor told me. So as you might imagine, a podiatrist, especially we'll call him Dr. J, not to be confused with Julius Irving. You know, he's at this point, he's got to be like in his mid to late 50s by now, but he's been my foot doctor for a while. You know, he performed my foot surgery in 2020. Both of my Achilles I had done at my orthopedist. I have such a medical cabinet. Like I'm on like a first name basis with all of them. Like so much so that like my foot doctor, my podiatrist, Dr. J, he was like trying to set me up with a friend of his, because he's like one of those. He's white, as you might imagine, but he's cool. Not to imply that other white folks aren't cool, whatever. But his wife is black, and he's like, yeah, I think I got somebody for you. Like he was like trying to, and he's not like one of them like cornballs that's like trying to talk jive, whatever, to like, you know, so you can relate to him or anything like that. But he was like trying to put me on with one of his friends. I forget. This was like years ago. I forgot what even happened. Like it didn't end up. I think I might have like had one of my, you know, girlfriends in the last like 12 years, so I had to like decline. But when he had offered, because I didn't even ask, I was single at the time, whatever. So he's like that. He's real cool. So anyway, you know, he has this like he's into cars like I am, but he's very like fiscally, I won't even say frugal, like just responsible. So he buys his car straight up cash. And he's told me things that like he doesn't even tell like his assistant, like the ladies up at the front desk and stuff. He's like, yeah, I don't really talk money with them because then they'll start asking for raises and blah blah blah. It's so funny, like, because like I'm like, damn, you definitely don't say this to all of your patients, right? But he was telling me how he grew up, like I think down in Kentucky actually, and his pop had like raised horses, as you might imagine stereotypically in Kentucky, and had like a barn of like these like pristine classic cars. That's how the story goes or whatever. So that's how we were like connecting about cars and stuff and blah blah blah. But what was I gonna say? Long story short, yeah. So he was like, he and his wife and kids, as soon as he has any time off, they want to just like take this extravagant trip somewhere. And he's like, you spend all this money on your house, and obviously I'm far from having a McMansion or anything like that. I just have a humble 2-family, when was it built? 1905 home, so like 120 years old or whatever. And he's like, yeah, sometimes a good staycation is just what you need. You spend all this money on this expensive house, this big house, and then the second you get some time off, you're like not spending time there, you're going somewhere else or whatever. That kind of stuck with me. He told me that like that's got to be like at least 10 years ago. So as much as I like to get away and I love my road trips and all that, but at times enjoying terra firma is where it's at. So anyway, yeah, I was actually happy to leave. You get older and you're like, a nice well-placed 4 or 5 hour visit, that's all you need, and then let me hightail it back home, and that's all I needed. And I kind of knew the TikTok, like the feelers were thrown out there, like, oh, hang out, stay or whatever, or like low-key trying to like extend the night or whatever, so then I get roped into like early morning airport duty to LaGuardia, and then you basically end up just like punting all of your Sunday or whatever. And nothing nefarious. I think people just kind of think of like, oh, well, you're here, you might as well just stay and then take us to the airport in the morning type of thing. But yeah, I'm quite satisfied with the night. It was fun. We hit up a few spots, got some eats, ended the night at like this nice Caribbean spot, 333 Lounge, or 333 or 333, who knows how they say it down there in Brooklyn. We started the night in Queens, but Queens we've found, because I haven't really spent any real time in Queens, it's not really, it's nice, it's very lively, a lot of people, but it's for a certain crowd, let's just say. So then we went to Brooklyn, and even Brooklyn, which, as you know, has become very much gentrified in the last, 15, 20 years. It took some doing to find a nice, nice Caribbean reggae spot or whatever. And even though I'm Jamaican, I'm one of those people, I gotta be, in the mood to listen to, all night, soca or reggae or whatever. But it was nice, it was lively. Got some nice photos, some good video, and that was enough for me. And now I'm a nice, comfortable, barely an hour and a half from home. And I'll still be wired, I'm sure. I'll still be up and, watching some YouTube or whatever. But it's funny, man. As you get older, man, you're just happy with the simple things. You don't take the simple things for granted. A nice late night drive is after a nice night out or whatever, is just what the doctor ordered. I'm not overtired or anything. I might start feeling it maybe around Meriden, Middletown, Hartford, that area, but I'll be fine. But yeah, just letting you know I'm all right, Lord willing. Prayers up, and I'll enjoy this 90 minutes. This 90 minutes home. The Lord is faithful. Stay with me. God bless.